Okay, so hello, Vikings. Sorry about the background and, well, all of the things that are going on here. I had to step out. I got things going on in life, and that sort of thing happens. But basically, today's video, we're going to be talking about eating on a really, really busy schedule. So, for those of you who work long hours, especially in the hospital setting, it can be a challenge to meet your calorie goals and maintain the healthy diet that you need to maintain to lose weight or gain weight. There are ways to make this work, so don't worry. I have been doing what I can to make it work for myself. It is an uphill battle, but you can do it. And when you do it, you will be so proud of yourself. I'm going to give you about 10 tips for basically anybody who's working 12 hours or more, and anybody who's working at all will be able to work with this. You'll be able to find what you need as you go through. So the first tip, number one, plan ahead. Just pack healthy snacks, meals, that sort of thing before your shift. This way, when you are in that motion or in that moment where you're going to want a healthy snack, or in that moment where you're going to want something to eat, you have it on hand. So you're not relying on the vending machines at work. You're not relying on fast food on the commute. You already have what you need, and you just grab it and you eat it. This is something that my mother does. She always has food in the car. And she snacks throughout the day, and turns out she probably only hits maybe 1,600. She hits maintenance. She has a lot of trouble gaining weight, so she always hits maintenance, even though she snacks throughout the day. This is a really good way to make sure that you're hitting those goals. Number two, keep hydrated. Drink a lot of water. If you keep drinking water throughout the day, it's actually going to make your stomach feel a little bit bigger, a little fuller, because it will be. So what that will do for you is it's going to reduce your likelihood of eating junk food. It's going to keep it out of your mouth because you're already full. You don't want to eat anything. So definitely make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. It doesn't have to be water, but water is the best choice because it has no calories in it. If you don't like water, you could substitute it for coffee. Just make sure that you have it black. If weight loss is your goal, if weight gain is your goal, drink something sugary. Just make sure that you're not overdoing it. It works. Number three, stay focused, but I want you to make sure that you're also flexible on your current goals. So we have somebody who has a really, really long commute, and they were telling me that they have a lot of trouble because on the way there's all these fast food restaurants, and it's the only time that they eat. They don't have the time to make it to work. They're working really long hours. And so what I said to them was, if you are going to stop and get food, do what I do. Go only to a restaurant that gives you the amount of calories that is on their menu. They have their menu and has all the calories for every single meal that's there. And then grab something that fits your goals. Like choosing maybe sugar-free or low-calorie options whenever it's possible, or even choosing something that maybe in your case is higher in protein or higher in fat. And you need to allow yourself to make mistakes here and there. But if you're able to, just try to plan for them. So stay focused, but be flexible. You don't need to be rigid about these things. It's not really good to be rigid almost at all. It doesn't feel good. And because it doesn't feel good, and because your thinking brain is not the brain that drives the car, it's your emotional brain that drives the car, you're going to make these mistakes because you want to. And so you need to try to plan for them, and instead of rationalizing them after you make them, just go ahead and allow yourself to make them and make sure that you're still hitting your calorie goals for the day if you do make them. Number four, get creative with your meals. So if you are planning out your meals and that sort of thing, try to find healthy options that are really portable and things that you really like to eat. Good examples like a salad that you could bring to work. I hate bringing salad to work because it doesn't actually last long enough. There's just never enough preservatives in your salad. But you could bring fruit. You could bring a sandwich. Fruit tends to last a bit longer. You could make a macaroni salad, things like that. These healthier options taste good. And so you can be really creative with it and just choose things that taste good. In fact, try to have fun with deciding what meals that you'll eat, and you'll like it more. And even if you're at even if you're trying to lose weight, or even if you're forcing yourself to gain weight and forcing yourself to eat, which is not fun to do, it won't really matter too much, because what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for success by choosing things that you enjoy eating, and making that choice consciously. You'll be so much happier when you are really creative with your meals. Number 5, don't skip meals ever. The reason is because it can lead to overeating. So if you're doing intermittent fasting, that is by nature skipping a meal, but intermittent fasting is not exactly what I mean when I say meal skipping. So if you are intermittent fasting, you're probably not actually skipping the meal that you're planning for later in the day. That said, if you are just going through your regular diet and you just decide to skip a meal because you're stressed, because you're at work, what that'll end up leading to is you're going to grab a soda and you're going to grab some comfort food because you're stressed whenever you get a break. And that's not a great way to live. If you really, really are so busy that you feel the need to skip a meal, one, you need to have a different job. But if that's not possible, 2, you need to work while you eat, and you can do that in almost every job. Unless you're working in the OR or something like that, there's really never a good idea there's really never a good reason to skip a meal. I get it if you're in the ER. I get it if you're in the OR. That's a different story. If there's an emergency, I totally get it. But still get that meal in. Still put yourself in that situation where you can have that meal. Do not rely on whatever comfort food is around you, because that's just going to just overhaul whatever goals you have. Number 6, make healthy choices. This one's obvious, but it seems to go over everybody's heads, including my own. You're talking to, or at least you're watching the video of a guy who will literally grab a butter sandwich if I don't have the calories that I need for the day. And that I'm sure grosses a lot of people out. But if you eat toast with butter on it, then you can understand that butter goes well on bread. But anyway, if you're eating out, you're grabbing a snack, like a quick bite or a snack, choose something that's going to be high in lean protein, and high in fiber. So it's got vegetables in it or something like that, or it's got like whole grains, that sort of thing, like whole grain pasta, something like that. And then you want something that's pretty low in sugar and pretty low in some fat. Just a little bit of fat is okay, but you want things that are low in fat. That is your go-to from now on. If you are ever going to succeed in your weight loss or weight gain journey, you need to eat healthy food. You need to make those choices. You're going to feel a lot better on your weight gain journey when you're eating healthy food, and you'll also be able to eat a lot more. But you'll also be able to eat a lot more on your weight loss journey if you're eating healthy food, because it's more filling, but it also is low in calorie count. And sometimes it's less filling and it's still low in calorie count. And in the cases when it's less filling and low in calorie count, you can eat a lot more. So definitely do what it takes to make sure that you're getting your lean protein and you're getting the fiber that you need in your diet. Avoid sugar, not because sugar's bad for you, because sugar's in just about everything, but avoid sugary foods because they're really easy to overeat. That's why you should avoid sugar, because it's easy to overeat. It's not because it's poison. And then avoid unhealthy fats like animal fat as much as you can, says the guy who might eat breaded butter. It happens. It happens. Don't judge me, please. Okay, judge me. That's okay. I accept it. Okay, number 7, get support from your coworkers. Encourage anybody that you know, friends or as well, to bring healthy options in, maybe share meals with you. A really good solution that some people make is writing a check for $1,000 and giving it to a friend or a coworker and saying that they can cash it if they see you eating a donut. That's it. If they see you eating a donut at work, they can cash that $1,000 check. It can be a bit more fun than that because that's pretty stressful, but ultimately encouraging your coworkers to also change their eating options may be a cost-effective way to stay on track, in that you might be sharing some meals or you're sharing some meal plans and that sort of thing. You're talking about it with people. You are basically the sum of the people that you hang out with, and if everyone you're around is doing the things that you're doing, you're probably in a good place if that is conducive towards your goals, if it serves you. If everyone around you is going drinking every night and they're eating just a whole ton of like McDonald's, you're going to eat a bunch of McDonald's and drink every night too. So try and either find friends who have your goals as well, or if you can't find friends, because we live in St. Lawrence County and there's not a lot of friends here, if you can't find friends, then instead try to make your friends do the things that you want to do with your life. And if they don't, it's okay to let people go. But yeah, that's a really deep conversation that we can have some other time. Okay, number 8, meal plan and meal prep on the same day each week or month, whatever you have time budget for. This is something that Moose and I used to do, and we were able to do when we started the business. That all changed. Sorry. So yeah, this before we started the business is a really tough habit to form. You'll need a big freezer, which we did not have, so it was really hard for us. But if your meals are planned ahead of time and they're made in advance, you'll be able to control what goes in your mouth every single day. And if you have total control over what's going in your mouth every single day, you're pretty much all set. You're like golden. So definitely try to meal plan and meal prep on the same day if you're able to. That means you're probably going shopping that day as well. So number 9, never shop on an empty stomach. I don't care if shopping day is the day that you go to a restaurant and it's the day that you get to indulge and it's your cheat day, whatever, that's fine. But never shop on an empty stomach, because if you're shopping while you're hungry, it's going to lead you to start impulse buying. And that's just going to drain your wallet. You're already stressed at work. You don't need monetary stress as well. Don't overspend because you're hungry. You're just going to hate yourself. You're going to be mad at yourself, and it's not worth it. It really isn't. Okay, number 10, last one. Make a food budget and a health budget. So what do I mean by that? A food budget is the amount of money that you're allowed to spend on food. A health budget is the amount of healthy food that you want in your diet, but also the amount of unhealthy food you want in your diet. This is a choice that you get to make. Yay, you're an adult. Isn't it wonderful? So if you have a food budget, you are limited to making quality decisions while you shop. That doesn't mean healthy decisions, just quality decisions. So you're going to buy cheaper options, or at least you're going to try to. But if you limit it to mostly healthy foods, which are more expensive, because that's how they get you, then you are going to have to limit the amount of junk food that you buy. So it will likely reduce the amount of unhealthy food and the amount of food in general that you get by default. And if you have a health food, like a health budget, you are going to keep track of how much of that junk food that you're putting into your grocery list. And you're going to be like, well, do I really need that much ramen? I know it tastes good. I know it's fantastic, but do I really need to buy 4 boxes of ramen every single week? Okay, so for the many or few of you who took it all the way to the bonus, because they stay on YouTube, to the bonus, there we go, to the end, I have a bonus, number 11th one. Jeez, look at me go. So number 11, if you can afford it, hire help. So the reason why I'm able to maintain my weight right now, because I lost 12 pounds when I started this business because I wasn't eating. But anyway, the reason why I'm able to maintain my weight right now is because I spent the entire first year running the gym having somebody cook for me. Right now, that's no longer feasible. And so I eat out every meal, or we're starting to change things up. But one of the things that you can do, if you can afford this, because it's not the most affordable option, is you can hire somebody to cook for you. These people can cook for you, they can clean for you. And if you're working 12 hours a day and you're not making enough money to afford $20 to $60, which is probably how much it's going to cost you, plus the price of groceries, to have this person work one day in your house or outside of your house and give you food, then you need a better job. So work on that. But if you can hire the help and you're working those 12 or 16 hours a day, definitely do it. It will pay dividends, because one, you're not worried about the food that you're eating, because somebody made it for you with your goals in mind, and you can always change who's making your food, but you can always talk to them and be like, look, this is how many calories I need to get. So if you can meal prep me 4 meals a day or 4 meals a week, so you're just making sure that you have your lunches there. I promise you, if somebody charges you $20 an hour, it's only going to take them 4 hours maximum to make all of the meals that you're going to need, unless you really need a lot, in which case you're only really spending $80, and then the price of the groceries on top of it is so much cheaper than even what I'm doing right now. It is an option, but only if you can afford it. Now, remember, it's important to listen to your body and prioritize your health. It's okay to indulge in unhealthy foods occasionally as well. So while it's something that you may want to limit, you need to have a balanced diet overall. We're omnivores. Even if you're on the carnivore diet or you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you need to have a balanced diet of some kind. So if you plan ahead and you're making these healthy choices, you can really hit those calorie goals and maintain the lifestyle that you want, no matter what your schedule is. And it really does work this way. If you got kids, it's a bit harder. But also, if you have kids, you're going to make sure that they're fed anyway. So it all works out. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Over time, we will be no longer doing just live videos. We'll be actually having a production as well, but we're not quite there yet. But if you're watching this right now, head on over to the Discord. I sent it to all of the people who have access to this in the live video. So you'll be able to go over to the Discord and you can join the Foodtalk server, where we will basically just answer your questions about food and all of that stuff. So if you have any questions, concerns, or even you want to talk about just food in general, or if you think that everything that I said in here is absolute nonsense, well, you can put all of that in the comments below, or you can go right on ahead and talk to me in the Food Talk right about now. I'm going to end this stream. We've gone over by a couple of minutes, so have a good day, and I will see you, hear you in Discord.